strongest among my Assistant Secretary, Asek Jun Del Rosario. Nandiyan din po yung aking in-charge ng International Labor Affairs Bureau, Director Luis Peras. Alice was been handling the affairs of our OFWs because of the situation or the physical situation of our Undersecretary in charge of ILAB. Sino po ba nandito? Wala na?
Yung segment.
Wala, di ba na? Nawawala pa ang open darating pagkainan na si Director Warren. Anyway, una-una, thank you so much to all our ever-dependable friends in media for your support in helping us perform our duty to the Filipino workers and to the Filipino people. As the year comes to a close, the Department of Labor and Employment has demonstrated significant strides despite the lingering threat and challenges brought about by COVID-19. In terms of our responses, we were able to provide 658,886 workers in the private sector with 3,311 billion in assistance under the COVID-19 Adjustment Measures Program or CAMP for short, using of course our regular budget. And this is heavily handled by Asset Ning Time of the Bureau of Local Employment. Also, 423,511 workers in the informal sector were able to receive 1,591 million in emergency employment under our so-called tulong panghanap buhay sa ating disadvantaged or displaced workers, TUPAD for short. Meanwhile, roughly 3.5 billion was disbursed in cash assistance to close to 350,000 OFWs displaced by the pandemic under so-called abot kamay ang pagtulong program, which is ACA for short. This was every managed by Administrator Kakda of OWA and Director Alice of ILAB. Under the Bayanihan Recover as One Act, Bayanihan 2, signed by President Rodrigo Duterte, a total of 16 billion 400 million for cash assistance was allotted to DOLE, an unprecedented amount in the history of the Department of Labor. Of the amount, 4.1 billion was allotted under CAMP for our formal sector workers, and also another 300 million also under CAMP for private educational institution workers, and another 3 billion 100 million under CAMP, pero this time for the provision sector workers. Then we also have 6.2 billion for TUPAD for our informal workers, and we also have 239 million for the DOLE Integrated Livelihood Program or DILIP for short. Then we have another 2 billion for APA, which is the abot kamay ang pagtulong sa mga OFWs. And finally, another 500 million for OWA's emergency program. For 500 lang ba, admin, hindi ba 5 billion? 5 billion. 5 billion po. Yun ang bilhin ng ating Pangulo sa kanyang mga paboritong OFWs. Now, to date, more than 70% of the funds has been disbursed, except for CAMP, for tourism sector, and also for ACA. Medyo mabagal ang payout. Pero, we will still cash up in the deadline. The pandemic has prompted the Labor Department to issue labor advisories, policy orders, and memorandum circulars with other agencies to protect the workers and help businesses cope up with the crippling effect of the health crisis. We were also able to pursue our regular programs for our beneficiaries despite the pandemic. A total of 34,563 youth were enlisted to the program under by Asset Niki, the so-called IPS, Special Program for Employment of Students. We also have 1.8 million workers and job seekers who were provided with up-to-date labor market information, and over 1 million job seekers were placed through the public peso service offices. Also under the Asset Niki. Ang daming trabaho to si Niki, kaya tumatanda na eh. Now, to stimulate the competitiveness of micro, small, and medium enterprises, we have provided training and technical assistance to 11,139 firms. And meanwhile, 4,234 seafarers have finished the maritime training program, while 53,515 graduates of professional courses were administered with licensure examination. Importante ito dahil alam nyo, very popular ang ating mga seafarers. And as a matter of fact, they are the most sought-after seafarers in the world. Wala kang makitang cruise ships na walang at least 17% Filipino crew members. Kaya ganun ka-benta ng ating mga seafarers. Now, the Labor Department has also never stopped pursuing the protection of workers during the pandemic. Bagamat na focus tayo dito sa mga amelioration program for our informal, formal, and overseas workers, kailangan pa rin yung huwag natin gantaan, yung number one ang dato ng Department of Labor, which is the protection of workers during the pandemic, especially in terms of the security of labor. A total of 82,593 establishments were inspected for general labor standard compliance, exceeding our target of 64,000 for the year. Yun ang kasipag ng ating mga labor law compliance officers. Under the single entry approach, SENA, 51,244 workers have been benefited and received around 3.2 billion in monetary awards. Congratulations to our mid-arbiters and also to the NLRC. Under the preventive mediation, 225 cases were disposed of, while another 219 were settled, which benefited 1,699 workers who received 101,200,000 in monetary awards. Meanwhile, 2,291 workers have undergone the so-called occupational health and safety courses. Ito yung hawak ng Executive Director Dignopina of the OSAC and also Assistant Secretary Tesco Peco ng Bureau of Workers Working Conditions. Yan, okay, mga test. Misis na ngayon sa IAT year. Kaya wala siya ngayon dahil they're preparing for the agenda of the Interagency Task Force, which will be meeting today at 2 o'clock. Okay, back to Dole. A total of 993,134 workers have been benefited under DOLE's welfare programs like the DOLE Integrated Livelihood Program and TUPAD program, while 16,929 youth were drafted to the government internship program. Chief, itong populasyon mga estudyante, di ba, ASEC, ito yung paboritong program ni Jose Cavalli kasi karamihan dito mga estudyante, mga bata. Now, there have also been wage increases implemented in my region, Region 2. It's not because it's my region, pero talagang the circumstances warranted the adjustment of the wages in our region and salary hike for domestic workers. Now, 4,000 as well as 2 regions outside NCR. Sa totoo lang, hindi pa rin ako contento sa adjustment na dapat. Sabi ko nga sa National Wage and Productivity Commission, I told them, the use of housemates, yung mga kasambahay, is a luxury so that if you get a housemate, katulong, o kasambahay, it means that you can afford the luxury. So, bakit mo tipirin ang sweldo? Dapat minimum wage nationwide, dapat 6,000. Ewan po kung kayang pagbibigayan ng National Wage and Productivity Commission. Under kay Jose, ano yan, di ba? O, kasi yan, di ba? So, baka pwede lang naman gawin kung nationwide, 6,000 ang minimum wage lahat ng mga katambahay. Di ba? Pwede lang. Kasi kung hindi mo kaya magkumulang katulong, huwag mo magtulong, ikaw mag-apply sa sarili mo, ikaw mag-apply sa sarili mo. Ngayon, kung ayaw mo mag-apply sa ayaw mo mag-apply, kumatos ka. Diba? Yun. Kulalalan nyo yan, ayos yan. Okay. The Employees Compensation Commission released, 827 million to some 80,000 workers and granted 20,700,000 cash assistance for COVID cases to more than 2,000 frontline workers. Dito na naman, dapat whoever is the undersecretary in charge of HCC, yun ang under, medyo, yun ang pinadala mo ito, ECC na ito, meron sila pera na ako, 90 billion. Alam niyo kung bakit lumaki ang pera na ECC? Ang kunat. Imagine, you're talking of employees' compensation. Pag may nagkasakit o may nasakta na worker in a labor-related situation, alam niyo kung magkano binibigay? Magkano binibigay? Magkano? 10,000. O sure, naman 10,000. Hindi ka makabili ng ano yan, ng portal o ano. O kailangan dyan, nakiyaan yung benefits ng ating mga workers. Please advise director, Barawis. Mahirap pa siya sa Barawis, ito ba ano, kagaya kung makunat. Imagine 90 billion ang pera yan, natutulog sa mga nakatid na deposit ko.
Invest mo yun.
Invest sa alam ba sa BBB. O nakikita na, pero yung mga workers, pinagkakaitan ng positive benefits. So dapat minimum 50,000 pagka nagkasakit yung worker. Hindi 10,000. Tama man lang yan. Okay. Yun. Upholding the rights of children, we have also removed. Yan, marami tayong tinanggap trabaho ito ni Director Alan Revilla ng Bureau of Workers with Special Concern. Tinanggal natin ang mga children, mga 15 below, from child labor. We have about 46,249. Pero, dagdagan nyo pa pag-inspect kasi marami ko rin ako nakikita din ng bata, below 15, yung nagtatrabaho. Now, aside from the emergency assistance, our OFWs also benefited from our social amelioration program. Ito ang binibigay ng Administrator Akat. A total of 25,679 OFW dependents were granted support to finish the short-term and long-term degree courses. Yan. See, pag kayo OFW, yung mga anak mo entitled to scholar benefits or scholarship benefits from OWA. That is why 10,802 OFW who were victims of illegal recruitment and trafficking were assisted, and it cost 1.5 million, giving them training, case management, repatriation, livelihood assistance, and some 367,000 OFWs were brought home to the respective provinces. Lumaki na ito, di ba, Minas? Hindi na lang 367, umabot na yung 370. Oo, teka. 370,000 OFWs were repatriated. And when we say repatriated, ibig sabihin, nakarating na sa Pilipinas, pagdating sa airport, nagkaroon ng swabbing, and we're waiting for the start of the swabbing test. They are booked in the hotels in Metro Manila. Meron na kapila dyan ng Manila Hotel, Sofitel, Diamond Hotel, ay mga 5-star. Dahil kung may sa amin, nag-text sa akin o ito, Sir, pwede ba kami mag-scan? Pero usually they stay only to a maximum of 4 days habang hinihintay yung sugar testing. Pag negative sila, agad-agad transport ni Administrator Taktak yung aking 370,000 plus OFWs either by land, by sea, or ano ba? By air, yun. So, araw-araw sinisingit siya sa Administrator ang sunsut yung bayad ng hotel, yung bayad ng pagkain sa hotel, yung chartered flight, yung buses, yung tawag sa akin ng Victory Line, nag-inisingil na natin yung ano, pero nababayaran naman. Okay. My dear friends, in these difficult times, we take our hats off to our Filipino workers here and abroad for their selfless sacrifices. Those who have fallen in the line of duty, they are truly our heroes. They deserve our accolades. Yan naman po, maraming salamat sa inyo. At naanda na po yung aking mga senior officers na tumugot sa inyong mga tanong, sa inyong mga comments, at sa inyong mga individual interest or concern.
Thank you very much, Secretary. It's the States. But third, ang unang pong tanong sa Secretary mula kay Lawrence and Hopper ng Radyo Pilipinas.
Good morning po, Lawrence Sanoco, Radyo Pilipinas. Recently po nagkaroon ng complaint or mga reklamo po coming from may magagawa po ba ang DOLE na Deputy TV employees 90% ang kapasweldo? May magagawa po ba ang DOLE dito? Thank you po.
Ganito, as a thinking, pwede mo mang sagutin yung concern ng ating kaibigan tungkol sa reklamo ng mga education sector yata yan.
Sec, ang tanong ko yata nila is meron pong kinontract out ang DepEd para po sa pagtuturo using the platform on DepEd TV para po sa ating online classroom. Tama po ba, sir?
Oo.
Opo. So yung pasweldo po sa kanila, I think, Mr. Secretary, with regard to this po, while they say this is a concern of the Department of Education, they have taken cognizance po doon sa processing po ng payment po ng salary nitong mga teachers po na ito ng hinire nila. siguro po before the end of this year or even before December 25 po, bago mag-Christmas, mapaprocess na po ng DepEd yung kanilang pasahod. But yung pong sa ayuda po naman para dun sa mga education and training sectors na nawalan po ng trabaho dahil sa pandemya, we have taken note po na ang ating pong assistance para sa kanila under the COVID Adjustment Measures Program ay naipaparating po natin ng mabilis at maayos po. And in fact, this week, Mr. Secretary, baka mag 100% na po tayo para sa lahat po ng ayuda natin sa education sector. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ate Vicky.
Pero para
Yes sir, ano lang, if ever po na hindi matanggap ng mga employees yung mga benefits or sahod nila this coming 25th of December, ano po magiging action ng DOLE?
Ate Vicky?
Sir, siguro naman po alam ng DepEd ang dapat nitong gawin, but having said that, we will be closely coordinating po with DepEd. Si Secretary naman po is in cognizance of all the issues pertaining to our teachers. Right after this press con po siguro, Sec, if we may, we can check with Secretary na po on the status. Thank you, sir.
Hindi po.
Thank you. Thank you, Ate Vicky. May dalawa kayo yung sa kanan? Wala na. Okay.
thank you, Lawrence.
Yusef Tendo, kung kami dalawa tayo tungkol dun sa problema ng mga workers in the education sector.
Siguro po sir, paglilinaw lang kasi kung ito pong mga teachers pong ito, kailangan po natin malaman kung ano po yung nature ng kanilang engagement. Sila po ba ay engaged as contract of service workers through institutional mechanism or individual? Kung sila po ay engaged through institutional, ito po ay saklaw po sila ng isang mga provision po ng labor code kasi agency worker po sila. Pero kung ito po ay individual contract of service, sila po ay direct ang dinar po ng DepEd. Ito po yung kailangan po namin makipag-ugnayan sa DepEd kasi direct na pong binabayaran ng DepEd yung mga teachers po ito.
Thank you, Yusef Tendo.
Thank you. Ang susunod po ang Secretary, si Ray Pilayo ng UNTV. Take it away, Ray.
Good morning po, Secretary.
Morning.
Ano ko lang po, na-certify na po urgent ni Pangulo yung bill po for OFW Department. Ano po ba ang urgency po ngayon na Secretary para ito po ay dapat na magpo?
Well, I was informed that the President already certified the bill creating a department of OFWs. Our department supported the bill with a evaluation. But I think it was also adopted in proposed bill, and that is because there was an initial plan to abolish the Philippine Overseas Employment Administration as well as the Office of Administrator Tata, the OWA. So we came up with a position while we support fully the creation of the Department of OFW, we suggested that the agencies, OWA and POA, instead of being abolished, and cognizant of the value of the experience of the workers in these two agencies, we suggested that they be absorbed by the proposed Department of OFW.
Secretary, next po, last question po, yung tungkol po sa forecast nyo next year para sa mga OFW, ilan po ang, ano po ang maging opportunity natin for OFW next year po?
Thank you. Bago ko i-address kay Director Alice yung tungkol sa prospect ng ating OFW deployment, I would like to inform you that that meron pong mga bagong markets for our overseas workers. Meron andyan yung 3 countries in Europe. Nagkamali pala, wala nga pala. This statement, wala ng Czechoslovakia. It is now called Czech Republic o ginawa na ng ambassador na wala ng Czechoslovakia. Ang alam ko kasi Czechoslovakia, yung pala Czech Republic na nandyan din ang Romania at Poland. And of course, yung market natin China, napilipin lang yan. Yung market natin sa China, we were about to meet with the officials of China for a possible signing of a bilateral labor agreement although tayo sa pandemya. So, in fact, in-approve na ng Department of Foreign Affairs yung pag-establish natin ng Philippine Overseas Labor Office in Beijing, Shanghai, and Shenzhen. Kaya lang na inabutan tayo nitong pandemic na ito. So, na-upload. But at least, shows the prospect of more workers going to China. Ang dami nilang pangangailangan, especially sa mga English teachers and skilled workers, including artists, yung mga gaya mga computer, that's very open. Then we are also Israel is seeking for more employment of caregivers, Japan also, and so with other countries. So the prospect of our overseas workers going back to their places of destination is very, very positive. But having said that, kung sakasakali, hindi naman sila ma-deploy, kaya nandiyan naman ako na handa na magbigay ng livelihood. To me, which is more permanent. Negosyo na lang sila dito, and hindi na to go abroad and suffer yung social implication ng isang nanay o tatay na iniiwan ng pamilya. Ngayon, but the prospects are very bright sa ating overseas workers.
Thank you po, Secretary.
Okay po. Thank you this month.
Thank you, Secretary. Susunod po magtatanong si Seth Gregorio ng PhilStar.com.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Ask ko lang po about, related pa din po sa Department of OFW. I understand na you push for the provision na OWA and POEA, instead of being abolished, i-absorb na lang mga agencies ng Department of OFW. But how would you assess their performance through the years ng POEA and OWA? Do you think na they perform inefficiently or insufficiently na a new department has to be created?
If you on the matter of OWA, may I request Administrator Katak to address your concern or your question?
Yes, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Well, we will be the first to say that, especially during the Duterte administration, we have tried our best to live up to the President's mandate to do all we can to help our dear OFWs and their families. We're proud to report that in the last 4 years, tumaas po yung bilang ng mga tinatawag na direct payment beneficiaries. Ibig sabihin, yung dami ng OFWs and OFW families na nakatanggap ng pera sa kamay nila mula sa pondo ng OWA na sila rin naman ang nagmamayari. To illustrate, on average, between 300 to 400,000 ang nakakatanggap ng cash payments from various OWA programs. One reason actually is nagdagdagan yung OWA programs like expanding livelihood natin, yung scholarship, yung increase ang quotas, yung calamity assistance na institutionalized,
yung things like COVID assistance during the COVID pandemic year na institutionalized. So that 300 to 400,000 a year ang nakakatanggap ng pera mula sa OWA. Prior to that 4-year period, ang average natin ay 60 to 70,000. 60 to 70,000. So, in our point of view, dramatic ang increase. Kaya po sa ganang amin, we have tried our best to fulfill the sacred, we consider the sacred mandate of the President and the law through our Honorable Secretary with respect to providing welfare and protection to OFWs. We are not perfect, but we have tried our best. So I leave it at that po, and in that sense, we feel that we are very much a part of the effort to protect our OFWs.
Thank you, Administrator Hans. In addition, I congratulate you, my friend, and your statement. Ang ating Pangulo at his own initiative allocated or gave 1 billion, di ba? 1 billion for educational benefits to the children of OFWs who were displaced by COVID-19. So, actually this budget was given to the Department to Commission on Higher Education. Kaya lang sa implementation, nagkaroon kami ng joint memorandum with CHED, where it will be the department that will implement this program of giving scholarship assistance to children of the OFWs who have been displaced by COVID-19. Ngayon, dahil 1 billion lang yan, kinalculate ni ASEC Nikki na siyang implementer na magbibigay tayo ng 30,000 bawat isang anak. Isa, kasi kung halimbawa, isang OFW na wala ka ng trabaho, pero 5 anak mo, isa lang, sa college student. Kung high school, hindi ka entitled dito sa programa ito. And it is called by ASEC Nikki as Tabang OFW. Ang yun, Nikki, Tabang OFW. That is another program by the President.
Follow-up na lang po. If, well, sabi ko ni Administrator Pakdak po, mukhang naman gumanda nga po yung performance nila from the past, right, during these past 4 years. If that's the case, why do we need to support the OFW department?
With respect to the OFW department, we fully support the presidential directive, the president's directive to create the department. Kasi napakasimple lang ng rational ng OFW department. Meron pong matatakbuhan na department ang mga OFWs and their families under one roof. Yun po ang simpleng mandato. At yun po ang simpleng dahilan na naunawaan ng karamihan ng OFWs and OFW families. You also have to understand na being our heroes at yung kanilang may kakambag sa kaunlaran ng ating bayan ay nakapahalaga din yung punto de vista ng OFWs na magkaroon sila ng departamento na ang bansag ay talagang sa kanila nakatuwing. So, this particular point is at the heart of the creation of the department. And in that sense, and given the presidential directive as well, talagang susuportahan po ng department itong sinusulong na DOFW.
Thank you po.
Thank you, Agnes. Thank you, Zay. Ang susunod kong katanong mula sa Malaya si Gerard Naval. Go ahead, Gerard.
Hi sir, good morning po. Hello sir.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Hi sir, good morning. Sir, unang tanong ko lang sir, can you just give the reaction of the Secretary regarding the arrest of 6 labor leaders and one journalist nung International Human Rights Day po.
Thank you. At least the question will give us the opportunity to address yung issue of human rights violation. Actually, that was even presented during the International Labor Conference, di ba? That meron daw who were being killed union leaders. Pero we asked that, anong grupo yun?
IPU, sir.
Ha?
IPU.
ICU.
IPU.
IPU. Yeah, we asked them to give us the names of these alleged labor leaders who were arrested or killed or harassed. Wala naman silang may bigay. Because I said, we will not allow that. We have a mechanism which is the product of a joint agreement between the PNP, the AFP, the DOLE, and the Department of Justice na pag mayroong mga kaso filed against mga labor leaders, may clearance muna sa Department of Labor. So it's very clear. From this alone, now we don't allow our workers to be, the rights of our workers to be violated. So, yung perception o yung sinasabi na yan ay malayo sa katotohanan. Hindi namin i-allow na yung ating mga workers who are advocating for their exercise of their rights, ma-harass o ma-arrest o much less in prison. Because we will not allow them, the department will not allow them.
Gagaling po. Gusto na po namin sabihin na yung karapatan po ng mga manggagawa ay ito po ay pinoprotektahan po ng Constitution. At kapag may mga violation po dito, meron po mga remedyo. At ito po mga remedyo po ito ay nakalatag po doon po sa mga guidelines na ipinasa po natin years back. So kung meron po mga ganito pong sitwasyon, maaari po silang magsampan ng kaukulang pong reklamo para nang sa ganun po ay maresolve po mga ganitong kaso. Maraming salamat po.
Sir, follow up on that lang. May plan na po ba to talk with PNP or AFP with regards dun sa arrest na po? Since until now, ano pa rin po, naka-imprison pa rin po sila?
Sir, well again, there are existing rules and regulations to address violation of rights, constitutional rights at law. So, nandun naman po yung nakalagay kung ano po yung tamang gawin, saan po magsasampa, kailan magsasampa, at ano po yung mga kailangan po isampa. Now, in any case po, yung pag-uugnayan naman po ng Department of Labor and Employment sa PNP as well as AFP, sa pamamagitan po ng mga regional tripartite monitoring bodies at the region, gamitin po nila yung mechanism po. Maraming salamat po.
Sir, isa pang tanong sana sir kay Secretary po.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Apo. Sir, dun lang sa nabanggit po ni Secretary regarding sa minimum wage na 6,000 for domestic workers, are you expecting more non-compliance since ngayon nga po na yung minimum wage on a regional basis hindi po fully compliant lahat? Are you expecting na more non-compliance po?
Thank you. Actually, tungkol sa minimum wage, wala pa kami natatanggap na alleged non-compliance with the minimum wage as mandated by the National Wage and Productivity Commission in conjunction with the existing labor code that provides for the minimum wage. Wala naman nagre-reklamo na nababaylit, except siyempre, mayroon talagang, for example, we're talking yung mga security agencies, maraming mga gwardiya nagre-reklamo na underpaid sila. And when you receive complaint like that, agad ina-actionan ni Undersecretary Ana Johnny and Undersecretary Labor Benavides, who are in charge with the Labor Relation and National Criminal Operation. Hindi na, walang masyadong. Nung tungkol sa mga kasambahan, proposal pa lang yun na yung itong 6,000. Pero ako, tingin ko, they should not play yung 6,000 na yun. Kung hindi mo kaya magbigay ng 6,000, baka kumuha ng katulong. Ikaw na maglinis sa bahay mo, ikaw na maglinis sa kotse mo, ikaw na maligo sa mga pusa ninyo o mga aso ninyo. Kung hindi mo ma-afford yan, ikaw na mismo ang trabaho. At doon, housemaid, for a very bigger amount of 3,000. Sana mababa yung makabili ng cellphone.
Sir, would that need an amendment of the law or pwede na memorandum or department order?
Hindi naman, kasi every year nagsasabit ang National Wage and Productivity Commission ng wage adjustment. Depende sa region. Kaya lang ang gusto ko kasi, when it comes only to housemaid or household worker, ang gusto ko sana ay pare-pareho kaysa nandiyan ka sa Isabela o nandun ka sa Mindanao. Dapat yung sweldo ng ating mga household service workers, pare-pareho. Ilagay natin at 6,000, isunod din yan, di ba? O isunod din, makapagpaaral ng anak yun. Pero kung 3,000, mukhang lumaba ka. Di ba, luseka na. Si luseka na, ilupana, pero papayag yan.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chair. With the guidance of the Secretary and our senior officials, we need to entertain a few more questions dahil minsan nagluto sa itong mga
Kala ko ba meron ng rapol?
Yes, sir. Ang susunod kong tatanong na Secretary, si Tristan Milano ng CNN Philippines. Go ahead, Tristan.
Hey, Secretary, hello po sa inyo lahat. Good morning, sir. Okay, sir, question lang po. It's been 100 days since po yung nangyaring tragedy sa Gulf Livestock One. And families, yung mga nawawalang seafarer po, are still, hindi naman po hopeful, pero parang based sa mga posts po nila, talagang parang feeling that they were left behind o nakalimutan na sila. Ano na po ba, sir, yung nagawa na ng government for them? And dahil nga umising pa yung mga pamilya nila, hindi pa ba sila, sir, pwede makakuha ng mas maraming assistance from the government? And what can they expect pa po sa dole kung meron pa?
You're talking of the F6 seafarers
Yes.
who disappeared together with the ship where they were serving as crew members. I would like to inform you that initially massive search and rescue operations were undertaken by the Japanese Coast Guard. Talagang massive. Gumamit sila ng aeroplano, gumamit sila ng patrol boat, gumamit sila ng pinakamagaling na mga divers, yan. Then, umabot itong operation na ito ng around 2 weeks. And then, they decided na they go back to the routinary search and rescue operation. Pero, maliban doon, nag-volunteer din upon our request ang Chinese government, Vietnamese government, Taiwan government, at isa pa. But sa tatlong countries yan, they also agreed to conduct their concert service operation. Thailand, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so nagkaroon din yan, pero until now, wala pa nga nangyayari. Pero in the meantime, we met, in fact, for your information, sir, we are meeting the next of kin of these seafarers at least once a week. In fact, Zoom conference kami sa kanila. In fact, last week lang nakapag-Zoom kami and we informed them na wala pa rin positive development in search and rescue operation. And in the meantime, we are addressing yung issue about yung allotment. Yes. Kasi yung may-ari ng barko, mula nung nawala na yung barko, ayaw na magbigay ng sweldo. Kaya ang posisyon ng POEA under the Commission Administrator Olaga at ang DOLE ay hanggat walang competent authority na nagsasabi na wala na yung barko, yung mga seafarers are still entitled to the continuation of their allotment. Kailangan bayaran pa rin sila. Oo, kung hindi pa payag yung ship owner, hapunin natin yung manning agency and we can go against them. Pero mukhang cooperative naman yung manning agency. Oo. So yun po, hindi namin pinababayaan. In the meantime, we give them regular assistance from OWA. Oo. Hindi namin pinababayaan po sila. We meet them very regularly and we address all their concerns. Pero,
Okay, sir, just one quick follow-up lang. So, yung
Ulit,
master po kaya naman, no, na kahit hindi po nakikita yung mga seafarer, tuloy-tuloy yung kwento na matatanggap ng mga pamilya. And sa OWA, sir, ano po yung assistance na nabigay na sa kahit nila, sir, at ibibigay pa po?
ano yun?
Ito po, assistance ng OWA.
Yan, bago dyan, I'd like to inform you na yung mga next of kin, merong I think already, ilan na ang pumayag. Parang they already accepted the fate of their 25 already of this next of kin already accepted the fate of their loved ones. So, pinoprocess na yung claim ng kanila, mahal sa buhay. So, naiwan lang siguro 11. Pero, even before that, I would like us to ask Administrator Akla to tell you what benefits they have been receiving from OWA.
Thank you, sir. Ang natanggap po ng mga families essentially is cash assistance and then livelihood assistance. And then for one dependent per family, school financial assistance. So yun po, yung tatlong aspeto, tatlong package, tatlong benefits niya. I would just like to add na
Okay, sir.
this is also courtesy of the whole Board of Trustees, chaired by the Secretary. So gratitude on the full board. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you po.
Thank you. May we request our friends in media to shorten their questions so that we may be able to accommodate more. Ang susunod po magtatanong Secretary si Johnson Managat ng ABS-CBN.
Okay, na doon ng sakto. Ng sakto.
Good morning po.
Morning.
Opo. Sir, yung binanggit yung Tabang OFW, kailan po ba siya sisimulan?
Nagsimula na yan. In fact, nagpe-pay up na po. Ayan, si Assistant Secretary Nikki will give you the whole story of Tabang OFW. Baka may anak ka na college student doon.
Aside yung sa Tabang OFW, magkano allotted budget po doon at ilang OFW ang sa tingin nyo ay makikinabang din sa programa? Thank you po.
Mga 30,000 per scholar and we estimate the beneficiaries to number of 30,000 according to asset thinking. Pero asset thinking, para malaman ni Johnson yung mga detalya, ibuti pa siguro, kwentuhan mo siya.
Thank you, Sir, and thank you, Sir Johnson. Meron po tayong 1 billion fund coming po from Shell Unipass para po doon sa Tapang OFW program po natin. Yung pong 1 billion na yun, sabi po ni Sec, we will give 30,000 pesos each. One time po yan, financial assistance doon po sa college dependent na returning OFWs po natin who have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Or pwede rin po yung papasok pa lang po ng kolehiyo. So sa 1 billion po, kung 30,000 pesos each po yung assistance po natin, meron po mga around 32,000 beneficiaries ang Tabang OFW. Yung pong 1 billion ay na-transfer lamang po sa DOLE bandang November. at ito po ay nasa trust account po ng DOLE. For between November and now, meron pong mga 7,000 applications that have already been approved by our OWA regional offices. And sa proseso po natin, ang OWA regional office po ang mag-evaluate ng pong mga applicants po natin at ito po ay isasabit sa ating DOLE regional offices naman para po sa processing po ng payment. So, based on records po na nakita ko initially, nag-start na po yung payment natin this week. And ongoing po yan hanggang next year po because the 1 billion is valid for school year 2020 hanggang 2021. So, yung pong nag-avail po ngayon, sila po yung naka-enroll for this semester, which started in October. But the program will run until next year to cover the second semester of school year 2020-2021. Thank you po.
Second follow-up question lang po. Anong requirements po tsaka paano yung OFW na apektado rin naman ng pandemic pero wala pa siyang college na dependent pero still in need ng financial assistance? Hindi mo pwedeng ibigay sa kanya yung assistance kahit high school student pa lang ang anak niya?
Yung kasing yung tamang OFW is limited to college student. Pero don't worry, kasi under the NRCO program naman ng OWA, yung mga anak ng mga OFW ay covered ng scholarship program.
Thank you po.
Thank you, Johnson. We're down to last two questions, Secretary. Ang susunod ko magtatanong, by the way, si Director Khaled Praedila po ng B2WSC is with us via Zoom. Kung meron po magtatanong about to siya. Ang susunod ko magtatanong si Mayan, Mayan Haimali ng Philippine Star. Good night.
Ayun siya.
Good morning po.
Ang bumata.
Hello. Hello, sir. Magtatanong lang po ako ng update kung ilan na po yung displacement natin ng local workers at saka po ng mga OFWs. Tapos second po, meron po ba tayong data kung tumaas yung mga complaints ng mga illegal dismissal because of the pandemic? Hello?
Sila rin ba ito?
Mayan.
Okay. Sige. Alam ko yung aking director. Yusef, tanong sagot. Yusef, ano si Ate Tina? Ate Nikki.
Thank you, sir. Mayan, yung last na nirelease po natin for displacement figure is around 3.8 million, composed of retrenched and permanently displaced workers, those undergoing flexible work arrangements, and those still under temporary closure.
Yung sunod pong bahagi ng tanong ni Mayan, din naman pong displacement among overseas Filipino workers.
Alice, yeah, yung ba kayo also have a figure give it to Director Alice?
Good morning po, thank you po sa trabaho. As of our December 17 figures po, we have more than 550,000 OFWs na displaced na po. And out of this figure, 370,000 po yung displaced and were repatriated back to their home provinces. 126,000 po ay displaced and are for repatriation pa. And 82,000 po ay displaced and opted to stay inside. Thank you po.
Thank you, Director Alice. No more follow-up, Mayan?
Hello, sir. Yun lang po kung may data ba tayo kung tumaas yung mga cases ng illegal dismissal complaints because of the pandemic na maraming nawalan ng trabaho.
Yusef, ano will address that?
Thank you, Ms. Mayen. Medyo mataas ang complaints na natatanggap natin per the report ng ating SENA. Where ito yung unang window where our workers would go. So medyo mataas siya, as also the nurses bill is 25,822. But we cannot give you the exact details kung ilan yung mga illegal dismissal issues dito. Maybe we can give you after this, yung mga detalye nito. Thank you.
Ma'am, po, follow-up lang po. Related po lahat sa COVID po ba itong yung pagtaas ng complaints?
Yes, because itong figures na nandito ngayon ay natanggap natin sa kaunin ko.
Thank you po.
Thank you, Mike. Yung last pong tanong, Secretary. Thank you, Joseph. Mula po kay Jillian Cortez ng Business World. Go ahead, Jillian.
Hello, good morning po. Follow-up lang po dun sa tanong kay Ms. Mayan po regarding this statement. So, meron po tayong projected figures on how many job losses or even job gains na magkakaroon tayo next year.
Okay, you said, ano, you technique, trabaho niya.
As much as possible, we don't want to project job losses, but let it be noted, sir, and our friends from media, that the labor market in the coming years will be very tight. Firstly, because yung pong mga new entrants to the labor market, particularly those who will be graduating. Pangalawa po, 2021, 2022 will be the first full batch of yung transition years under K-12, and therefore yung pong mga lalabas at yung pong mga graduate doon will be adding to the pressure in the labor market, plus the fact that we have about 4 million 3.8 million unemployed as of October 2020. So, pati po yung mga nawala sa labor force na almost 1 million for, if you compare 2020 versus 2019. So, ibig sabihin po nun, the labor market will be very tight in 2021, 2022, and it's going to be a challenge for us as we open gradually our economy. But hopefully po, with the vaccine, mas magiging confident po yung ating mga businesses and also our entrance to the labor market. Thank you po.
Jillian, may follow-up? Okay.
Meron pa po. Regarding po dun sa lifting ng temporary deployment na, meron na po tayong guidelines on kung sino yung magiging prioritized or qualified dun sa 5,000 na cap ng i-deploy na healthcare workers yearly.
Thank you. Yung lifting ng temporary suspension of employment was arrived at after the DOH found reason to allow yung deployment ng nurses natin and other medical workers. Kaya lang, just as a caution, kasi we are not yet very sure of the prospect or the status of this COVID threat. And initial kasi ng IPS and DOH is that in case the COVID pandemic worsens, then we must be assured of the services of our own medical workers. Mahirap naman kung we will allow the uncontrolled deployment of our nurses and medical workers. Baka dumating yung panahon o punto na maubusan tayo ng ating sariling nurses and medical workers. Especially so, na yung mga destination countries require yung mga nurses na manideploy sa kanila na highly skilled and experienced So baka mangyari, kung hindi tayo nag-ano, hindi na pinaka, baka mawalan tayo ng mga skilled and experienced nurses and medical workers. Now on the cap, na actually kasi, the statistics show that yung deployment shows that 90 to 95% ng mga deployed healthcare workers ay mga nurses. Yung mga ibang profession like doctors, anesthesiologists, iba pang klaseng medical workers, mga 5% lang, 5 to 10% lang. Mostly, 90 to 95% puro nurses yan. Yun. Yung cap naman, by the way, yung cap naman dyan is not permanent. It really depends on the development of this COVID. Halimbawa, kung totoo nga na by January or early next year, nandiyan na ang vaccine, baka you will consider maybe increasing the cap from 5,000 to even 10 to 15,000. Kasi at least nakasiguro tayo na yung pandemya hindi nalala at nabigyan natin na meron tayong sapat ng mga household ay healthcare workers na titingin sa medical care or medical needs of our own people who may be contaminated with COVID-19.
Okay na, Peter?
Ito po, sige.
Salamat. Sa Secretary, diyan po natatapos ang unang bahagi ng ating palagimpunan ngayong umaga. Nais ko namin pasalamatan ang mga senior officials ng Department, Yusek Anay, Yusek Ibarde, Yusek Delio Benavides, Asek Tess Opueco, Asek Candel Rosario, Asek Alex Avila, Asek Philip Paredes, Asek Diti Kutay, Administrator Hans Kapda, Director Warren Miklat, may hawak ng
Sector Rosario.
Secretary Rosario, yes sir. Director Philip, Director Alice Visperas, at iba po mga opisyal na online, si Director Karen Trevilla. Nais din po natin pasalamatan ating mga kaibigan sa media for joining us. But please don't leave, dahil meron pa pong susunod na bahagi ng ating palagimpunan. We will just go off air on Facebook and YouTube. We'll just be on Zoom. So, again, thank you very much po.
Thank you very much.
And Merry Christmas po sa ating lahat. Thank you.
By the way, meron nag-donate ng isang project pa sa inyong raport.
I-announce po namin yung iba pang donations.
Additional 5 sacks of Thai rice. Yan, yung Thai rice yan. Masarap yan, hindi na kailangan lutuin.
May donation si Secretary ng 5 kabang Thai rice. Saka iba pang goods. We'll just pause for a while.